Hi everybody, it's Emily and it's time for a book haul. I bought a lot of books. I bought a lot of books in the month of April and May. Months of April and May, I should say. 23 books. I bought 23 books. And I'm going to show you what I bought. So, most of these came from Book Outlet. I don't know if you can see this. If you can see this. This is all the stuff I bought in April and May. Don't judge me. So, and in April I did a smaller order, and I got just a few books. So I got Anya's Ghost, which is a graphic novel, and it just, like, I don't know why, but it just called to me. This book was like, buy me, you love me. It's like black and white illustrations, and Anya's Ghost is about a girl who befriends a ghost, and that ghost becomes her best friend, and all the stuff that happens because of that. It just sounds really cute. I haven't had a chance to pick it up yet, but I think I'm gonna like it. It's another book I actually just bought for my daughter, but I'm probably gonna read it too. It's called The Accident Season by Moira Fowley Doyle, and it's about a family who, for whatever reason, every year they have I don't know if it's every year or every few years, there's a time where they all have these weird accidents. And it's about this girl and how she survives that or gets through that. And it's a young adult. I don't know if I'm not expecting it to be anything fantastic. It's compared to When We Were Liars, which I thought was okay. It was pretty good. So it might be along those lines. I thought my daughter would like it because she liked When We Were Liars. So I thought she might get something out of that. Then I bought this for me. This is The Sun in Splendor by Sharon K. Penman. And this is a novel of Richard III, which I was kind of intrigued about because, I mean, you get a lot of stuff about Henry VIII, and a lot of stuff about the Wars of the Roses that revolve around Edward IV, but you don't really get a lot of Richard's story. And if you do, it's making him into a villain, and I think this story is more about what he could have really been, and not necessarily the villain that he's portrayed as. So I was intrigued, and I hope it's good. It's really big. I don't know when I'm going to get to this, but I was definitely intrigued to read it. Finally, I bought the Chronicles of Prydain box set. This was for my daughter because she loves the series, doesn't actually own it, and she's been wanting it for a while, so I got this for her, and she's super excited about it, and she wants me to read it. I have never read these. When I have time, I think that they do look like fun. I think I'd enjoy them. All I can ever remember is the Black Cauldron cartoon. Do you remember that from like the 80s? The 80s Disney Black Cauldron that I thought was like the weirdest cartoon ever when I was a kid. It was really weird and creepy. And apparently it's based on this because there's one of these books is The Black Cauldron. So I'm going to have to read it sometime and see how they compare. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and get into the rest of my purchases. Like I said, these are pretty much all from Book Outlet. So I got a coupon. Like I need another excuse to buy books. So thanks Book Outlet. I'll be spending this soon. So I bought myself The King's Curse by Philippa Gregory. I think this is the last one in the Wars of the Roses series that she wrote, The King's Curse. So this is the final one for that. I think there's also one more that I haven't read yet, The Taming of the Queen, maybe, and the series about Henry VIII and his wives that I haven't read, so I need to get that one too. But I bought this because I was excited to finally finish that series. I've been reading it for years, so it'll be nice to put an end to that. And this is about Henry VII and Henry VIII and the result of the curse that Elizabeth put on whoever murdered her sons, basically. And we're going to go with Henry VII doing it in this series for the sake of the story. I also bought J.R.R. Tolkien's The Fall of Arthur. I've been hearing good things about this and I really wanted to read it. I love Arthurian legends. I love J.R.R. Tolkien, so I think I'm going to like it. So I'm going to have to get to this sometime soon. I also bought another Philippa Gregory, The Wise Woman. I have never heard of this book. I'm a fan, I would say, of Philippa Gregory. She's read a lot of her books. And I've never heard of this book. So this takes place during Henry VIII's reign. And it's about a girl who joins a nunnery to escape the poverty of her life. But then Henry VIII comes and destroys all the abbeys. And she ends up having an affair with someone in his court, I believe. And it just sounded really intriguing. And I'm like, hey, a Philippa Gregory book I didn't know about that takes place during Henry VIII's reign? Yes, please. I also got this, another Philippa Gregory. I have the first one. This is The Order of Darkness, Book 2, Stormbringers. I have the Book 1 that I haven't read yet, but I know it's going to be good. I know I'm going to like it because it's Philippa Gregory. But these are her young adult books that she wrote, and I think there's a Book 3, but I don't know if it's out yet. It says on the back, The Journey Continues in Book 3. Fool's Gold, but I don't know if that has been released yet. I'll have to check. And I bought Joseph Tay's The Daughter of Time. I have been hearing about this book for so long. Like, probably, it's going on a decade that I've been like, I should track this book down. I should read this book. It's about an inspector of the Scotland Yard, and he's in the hospital recuperating from an injury, and he is bored, basically. He's a detective, and he gets bored, and what does he do? He solves a mystery. And the mystery that he solves is the mystery of who killed the two princes in the tower. And so that's what this book is him, and he's learning what happened to these princes. It's a really short book, and I really want it to be amazing because I've heard so many people rave about this book that I really want to like it. And finally, in this box, finally, yeah, I'm not even done. I'm like halfway. So in this box, the autobiography of Henry VIII with notes by his fool Will Somers, a novel by Margaret George. I read probably like 15 years ago. I read Mary, Queen of Scotland and the Isles, and I loved it. Like that was the book that kind of spurred me into reading tons of historical fiction. And that book was amazing. And I've been wanting to read this for forever. So I finally got it. I finally have it. I'm excited. I think this is going to be amazing. If it's anything like Mary, Queen of Scotland and the Isles, then I think this is going to be fantabulous. I cannot wait to get into it. It's massive. This is like 10 pounds of book here. It's huge. I don't even know how many pages this is. It's almost 1,000. It's 932 pages. So this is going to take me some time to read, but I'm excited. I'm so excited. Okay, in between orders here, I also got a book that I got at a book signing. This is Joe Hill's The Fireman. I got this last week. I got this last week at his book signing. It was so cool that he did an interview. We got to watch him. He read an excerpt from the book. We got to watch the interview, and he signed all the books, and then he personalized them. So I don't know if you can see. So it's really cool. This is another one of my prized possessions now because I don't have that many signed books. I don't. I have one that I accidentally got at a Goodwill or something that happened to be signed by the author. I got a book signed. My daughter and I got a book signed by Tommy DePaola when he was at Barnes & Noble a couple of years ago. And now I have this. And it's super cool. So, and I don't know when I'm going to get to read this. It's huge. It's another really big book, which I don't know when I'm going to have time. I don't know. So now my second book order from Book Outlet, or third. This is the third book order from Book Outlet. I got Adulting. I bought this for my daughter because she has been in panic mode over what is she going to do now that she's going to be turning 18 very soon. Oh, she's going to be 17 this summer, so she still has a year, but she's panicking early. So I thought this would be a fun little book for her to read and for me to read because it sounds pretty hilarious. So Adulting, How to Become a Grown-Up in 468 Easiest Steps. Terry Pratchett's Dodger, and I've been wanting to read this for forever, so I'm excited. I got it. So Terry Pratchett is quickly becoming one of my favorite authors. I've been reading a few of the Discworld books at a time, here and there, as I get a chance to. And I read Nation, which was like one of my favorite books of 2015. And I hear Dodger is really good too. And this is exactly what it sounds like. It's the story of Oliver Twist, but it's kind of told from the point of view of Dodger, the Artful Dodger, who is like one of my favorite characters from that story. So I'm excited. I think this is going to be really awesome. And then, of course, I had to buy this. How could I not? This is George R.R. Martin's The Ice Dragon. It's a book he wrote for children. It's gorgeously illustrated, like so beautiful. So I'm really excited to get this read. It's going to take me like one sitting. It's really short. It's illustrated. But it's going to look great in my George R.R. Martin collection. I hadn't picked up Shadow and Bone. I've already read it. I only own it as an ebook, so I got the second 2 books in the series for Christmas, and it's been bugging me that I don't have all 3, so now I have this to finish off my collection. I haven't even read the other 2 yet. I kind of liked this one and was intrigued enough that I wanted to read more because I just liked the Russian element of the story, and I don't know if it gets even better in the 2nd and 3rd book. Then I bought Jane by April Linder. And this book caught my interest because it's like a modern day retelling of Jane Eyre. And I love Jane Eyre. And I'm hoping that it's good. It's young adult, so I'm not getting my hopes up too high. But I hope it's at least okay. I don't know. So it might be good. And my daughter's interested in reading it too because she also read Jane Eyre. Only 3 more to go, people. We're getting there. I bought The Returning by Christine Hinwood. I don't even know really what this book is about, but the cover is beautiful and I was intrigued. The war between the Uplanders and the Downlanders is over. After 6 years of fighting, Cam Atling is the only one from his tiny town to return, and suspicion surrounds him. When his childhood betrothal is called off and his role in the community is questioned, Cam leaves to find the Lord who maimed him but spared his life, seeking answers and a new place in the world. This is a story about all those whose fates entwine and with Cam's, about what happens after the world has fallen apart and been put back together. Sounds interesting. So it's like a fantasy-ish world, and it sounds really, really good. So Queen's Own Fool by Jane Yolen. This is a novel of Mary Queen of Scots. This is young adult. I love Jane Yolen's writing. She's fantastic. And it's Mary Queen of Scots. You know that I'm all about the Tudor era England. This is right in my wheelhouse, and I've been wanting to read it for a while actually because Jane Yolen. And finally, this I bought as a gift for my husband. One of his favorite movies is The Crow, and they had this on Book Outlet, and I was like, yes! His birthday is tomorrow actually, Tuesday, so I think he's gonna like it. I'm excited. It's you know, it's a gorgeously drawn comic book. This is like the comic that the movie was based on. So this is pretty excellent. It's a special edition. I'm not really sure what makes it a special edition, but 30 pages of never before seen artwork, including a new closing segment, Sparkle Horse, and the touching new scene, An August Noel, with an introduction by James O'Barr. And the lost sequences are restored using the artist's original techniques. So that sounds pretty cool. I hope he likes it. I think he will. So that is my orders for the month of April and May. Oh, those are all the books. I bought too many. But that is all I have for you today. Thank you for watching. Did you get any books in the month of May? What did you get? Tell me about it. You probably shouldn't because then I'll probably go and buy it and I really need to stop. But hey, I'm getting new bookshelves and I'll have space soon. Soon. Until then, these have to stay in a box because I've got nowhere to put them. Nowhere. Literally. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Happy reading. Bye.